Hey everyone, Jeff coming at you from my channel, Comics and Tattoos, and today I have another CGC unboxing for you. Today is 15 Value Tier, which is pre-1975, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, Jeff coming at you from my channel, Comics and Tattoos, and today I have another CGC unboxing for you. This is a value tier of 15 books prior to 1975. All but two of these are over 50 years old. Not very easy to find decent, really good grade books in raw in order to grade for 50-year-old books. So I bought most of these last summer and last fall, which was I'm really glad that I did because of the way that keys and first appearances are really spiking nowadays. Just wanted to touch a little bit on CGC. We all know the prices went up. Showing some current lead times if you just want to get them graded. It's about 13 weeks. If value is 27 weeks. And for pressing, if you just want to get them pressed and cleaned, it's looking at 41 weeks or 10 months. And value is 54 weeks or 13 and a half months. So as soon as I got a notice that CGC was increasing their prices, I sent in a bunch of books. I just sent in about 3 or 4 weeks prior to that, but as soon as I got the notice, I was at the post office. I think I got the notice on a Wednesday, and I had a bunch of books at the post office by Friday at noon. And then I ordered more and sent even more. So I did make the mistake of trying to do a submission online the last day. And that was a little rough. It took me 4 hours to enter 20 books on their system. A little frustrating, but I'm sure everybody was trying to get them in at the last minute. So there was about a handful of them. I decided that I'm just done with this. I just can't. So I got a lot of books coming back. I got 50 coming back in July and a bunch like October, November, December. I think I need to sit back and save a little bit because I've got a lot, to say the least. So another FYI, watch your invoicing. CCS, the pressing company, is trying to charge me full price, the new full price for books that I sent back in January. So I was a little surprised to get charged $150 more than what I had anticipated. I sent an email and put it on the bulletin boards because I wanted people to see it. It's been a week ago yesterday. So yeah, Monday was yesterday, and somebody forwarded it to accounting last Tuesday. So it's been a full week and then some, and I haven't even gotten a response. On the bulletin board, they said they were going to get back to accounting and management and get back to me. So it's been over a week. So I'm about to get on the phone and see what's up with that, because I was really under the impression that anything submitted prior to the 4/28 that the prices would still be valid. So I'll let you know what goes up with that. Also, FYI, if anybody's curious, I'm a collector. These books are from my collection, so these are older books, so they're not really high grade, but I really wanted these books, and it doesn't really matter what the grade is. So for the most part, I think that these have some value and could possibly continue to grow, with the exception of a couple. I also want to, one more comment before I get started. I do want to say that I'm not real comfortable buying older books that just look beat. I'm sure there's lots of money in it. Older books, especially Silver Age and some first appearances, can really be worth some money. And I have a Hulk 181 and a 0.5 that's worth some money, but would I buy it looking like that? I'm really not too sure. So a lot of these books I've looked at more than a handful of times, and so many times trying to look at the pictures and look close at the lines and the cracks, and a lot of times I just walked away because I was just not impressed and just didn't want to buy some beat books. So again, I am happy that I did buy a bunch of these. Again, the way that the prices are increasing. And without further ado, let's get into some. First up is Fantastic Four number 46. Let's see what I'm doing is right. Okay. And the glare. This is first full appearance of Black Bolt and a 0.5. To be honest, I'm really not sure with some of the grading, and I really wasn't sure about how some of these were going to come through, but I still think that the Inhumans will come back around if Fantastic Four is popular. I do have first appearance, but I also wanted the first appearance of Black Bolt. Cool cover. Love the character, and yeah. Next up is a Captain America 180. And the glare is terrible. This is first Nomad and first Viper. I've had this one for a while in my collection. This is from December of 1974. Sorry, I didn't do your last one. Thought this one was a little bit higher than it was, and it turned out that 6.0. This book really isn't worth what I paid for the cleaning and the pressing and the grading. So still thought it was a cool book. They talked about possibly Nomad for Endgame, but that wasn't the case. But again, still older, cool book. Wanted to have it, and still happy to have it in my collection. Next up, Avengers 63 from April of 1969. So I'm playing with these grades. First, Clint Barton or Hawkeye as Goliath. Again, not very valuable book. The cleaning and the pressing and the grading costs more than what it's worth, but gotta love the costume. Do I think that this is ever going to grow? Do we ever think we're going to see Hawkeye become Goliath? Probably not, but still wanted it. Okay, so this one, and I will say, I'm a little nervous about buying older books. Really wanted this one, Avengers number 9. There was a little bit of spec on this for WandaVision. First Wonder Man. Wonder Man's got some links to Vision with the mental brain waves and such. There is more risk in buying older books because of purple label restoration. So a little disappointed in that. It does say it is a light cover touch. So maybe I need to invest in a black light or whatever kind of light that they use to see restoration, but my first purple label. So yay, and I have all the colors of the rainbow on the labels. So if I do flash a fair market value, it is based on the blue value on Go Collect. I do know that the purple labels do not hold the same value as the blue labels. So still a cool book. A little disappointed with the purple label, but it is what it is. Those older books, take the risk of the restoration. Page color, if it's off-white and then goes to even darker. Missing coupons and the Marvel value stamps and the rusty staples. So the only reason why I tend to stay away from some of the older books. Next up, another Avengers book that was also some speculation for WandaVision. This is Avengers 52 from May of 1968. First, why am I going blank? Grim Reaper, yes, NA 80. This book, has been going up in value. Again, there's some spec that was going on with WandaVision. I'm kind of surprised this one got an 8. I thought it would be a little bit lower. There was a little part where it looked like it was tearing over here. I guess for the most part, it is in pretty decent condition. Only paid $30 for it in a lot of some other Avengers books, and still love my first appearances. So awesome. Next up, Wonder Woman 160 from February 1966. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Cheetah. Another book that I didn't really look too close at. I bought this after a Saturday afternoon of drinking. I kind of went into eBay and just bought up a bunch of books that I was watching and kind of went, oh, okay. So when I got it, I didn't really notice. Should have grade first, 4.5. Pretty happy with that because I thought it was going to be lower. There is this kind of tape pull right here that I didn't really notice. And when I got it, I went back and looked at the pictures and yep, it was there. I guess I just wasn't looking close enough. But I've loved Wonder Woman since I was a child, 1970s with Linda Carter. And the new ones are pretty decent. But again, back when this was before the movie came out with Cheetah, and cool Silver Age book, cool issue. Happy to have it. Next up, Tales of Suspense 94 from October of 1967. This is the first appearance of MODOK. There's a MODOK show going on, I believe, on Hulu, because I don't have Hulu, but I'd like to see it. Old issue, saw this at the comic book store. I think it was only like $30, and it wasn't really too bad. 5.0. So again, love my first appearances. Pretty cool issue to have. Next up, Hulk 141 from July of 1971. This is first appearance of Doc Samson. Looked at a lot of these and was, again, just torn so many times until I finally found one that I thought looked pretty decent, and I went ahead and pulled the plug and bought it. 5.0. To be honest, I probably would have been better off if I had just bought one graded. I do try to buy them raw and get them graded and take that chance, but you win some, you lose some. But again, first appearance of Doc Samson, possible he could show up, who knows? But again, love my first appearances. Again, still pretty cool issue to have. Next up, Fantastic Four Annual 6. This is from November of 1968. This is a book that's pretty popping right now. First Annihilus, first, not Reed, Franklin Richard. Yeah, my mind is not going. This is probably the biggest book in the set at a 5.0. I believe this is in the 350-400 range. I think this will continue to grow with the Fantastic Four movie, and if we see Annihilus, this book will just go crazy. Cool book. Got that for like $30 about 5 years ago at an old Joey's Funhouse in the Cleveland, Ohio area. Next up, Fantastic Four 65 from August of 1967. This is the first Ronin. Again, saw this at my local LCS when I picked up MODOK. Relatively pretty cheap. It did have some spine ticks. Of course, it is a pretty old book, and I thought it might be a cool issue. We've already seen Ronin. It could possibly be back around for more stories. 4.5. Yeah. Still wanted it for the price. Still decent. All right, next up are all my X-Men issues, my favorite ones. These are the ones I really wanted. If I had my way, I would have just bought off a whole bunch of X-Men, but I've been trying to diversify my collection. Now I want to have some old stuff, some new stuff. I definitely filled in from X-Men 94 up through like 130 because I had pretty solid after that, but I had some gaps. Still would love to have giant size X-Men 1, but I did get 94 and it's been skyrocketing and like tripled since I bought it. So first up is X-Men 28 from January of 1967. This is the first Banshee. Again, a bunch of books I looked at, they were like 0.5s or 1s or 2s, and they were just beat. And I just didn't want to beat book. So didn't want to pay full price for graded. And I kept looking and looking. And when I saw this one, I was really impressed with it. Really clean, a beautiful cover. You know, I was really thinking it was going to be up there, but I thought it was probably going to be one of the highest books in the set, and it was close. 6.5. So first Banshee, X-Men books are on fire. Again, wanted to go back and get a bunch of my first appearances that I was missing out on, books I've always wanted. I think the creamed off-white pages maybe have set it down, but it's very clean cover, hardly any wrinkles, you know, no spine ticks. I mean, it just looked really good, but I think maybe the page color may have taken it down. But again, cool issue. Happy to have something that's a little bit higher up in the grade. And this is probably the second biggest book in the set. Next up, X-Men 149 from October of 1968. This is the first appearance of Polaris. Another book, especially with the white color, Stranko. Hard to find. I mean, I was looking so many issues, and again, they were just beaten, just terrible. So kept looking and looking, and I saw one for a decent price, and I went ahead and a 0.5. Again, cool issue. I believe it's the next issue I have with Polaris on the cover, second appearance, which is actually a little bit more in demand. But again, a Steranko cover and beautiful cover, but I wanted to have the first appearance too. Next up, X-Men 54. This is the March of 1969. It's the first appearance of Alex Summers, but not yet in costume or as Havoc. Pretty decent cover, 5.5. Next up, X-Men 58. This is from July of 1969. This is first appearance of Havoc in costume. A little bit of fading that I didn't really notice when I got it, but I got it for a really good price in a 0.5. Still happy to have the first appearances. I love my first appearances, so very cool. And last but not least, X-Men 64. This is from January of 1970. This is the first Sunfire. Again, looked at this so many times, found one with a decent price in a 5.5. Very cool book. Happy to have a bunch of first appearances, especially of the early X-Men issues. X-Men, my favorite. So, again, I have a bunch of books coming back in July. I expect I have like 50 coming back. First Miles, first Kamala, first Spider-Gwen, first Mystique, first Riri, first Winter Soldier. So He-Man, bunch of books. I'm really excited. This is probably the biggest batch that I spent the most money on. Looking forward to that and seeing what has competition for the wall space. Gonna do a favorite 50. I want to show off some of the books that I did on my tracks up on my walls. This is above my desk. Show some of that off. Maybe get creative with a couple videos between July and the end of the year before I get so many more coming back. If you like the video, like, share, comment. I'd love to see some comments. Again, the best books to buy are the ones that you want. Peace out.